Alright, now let's try it. Hey folks, how you doing? Papa Joe here. Alright, let me light a cigarette. Y'all know how I am by now. I am going to start marinating some chicken. I'm going to do my orange chicken. So bear with me as I get more of my stuff out and ready. I want those two. That ain't it. I want this one. And I don't use salt, just so that you know. And I might use just a touch. Boy, I don't do much because it's real easy. I don't do salt at all, so a little bit of salt goes too far with me. There's my old faithful Tabasco. Alright. Now, I have done a video of this before, but they kind of get lost in the long history of them all. As I said, this is orange chicken. We do ours in one of these Ziploc gallon-sized bags. So, and I'll start with my hot sauce. I don't use hot sauce to make it hot. I use hot sauce to give it flavoring. So, I'll put me some hot sauce in there. That's a little bit more than I normally use, but that's alright. It ain't gonna be hot. I can already smell it, so it won't be hot. Alright, so I use that. Garlic powder. We like our garlic. And as you notice, I don't do no measuring and all that. If you're to the stage where you can make this, you ought to have a clue how much of what to put in there that you like. Alright, this is onion powder. And I might not want to use that side. I might want to go to this side. Now, Grandma does not like raw onion, but she tolerates onion powders and that kind of stuff. She doesn't mind the taste of cooked onions. Pretty much anything I cook, if I put onion in it, she's fine with it, as long as she don't get those crunchy, hard onion taste. So, we compromise there. This is just black pepper. Now I'm putting a little bit more in there than I normally would. And I'm going to add just, this is sea salt. Natural sea salt. That's about all that I want to use. Now you notice I picked it up from here and I moved it over here. That was simply so I would know what I'd put in. Now this is just cheap orange juice concentrate. It's pulp free. So now I open that bad boy up. A lot of times I will run these under the water to loosen up that outside, and I did not do this one that way. So I'm just squeezing on it to loosen it up. And it's 4:30 my time. So come on, dadgum you. So this is going to have almost 24 hours to marinate. And Grandma and I have a standing agreement that when we have food marinating like this, meat marinating in the icebox, either one of us that comes to the kitchen will flip that dish over in the icebox. And that way it stays marinating on both sides and blah, blah, blah. Just something we do. Now this is just a diet 7-Up. You can use any white soda that you so desire. I decided that I would use this diet 7-Up. And as you see, come on there, pop bottle. Pain in the butt. As you can see, I'm using the same container that I poured the orange juice out of. And that's just my thing. So there we go. That's filled up. And it goes right in there with everything else. Now I'll leave air in the bag. And I'll close it. You gotta make sure you close these good, people. You can make a heck of a mess if you don't. Yeah, and I felt it popple a few more times, whether you heard it or not. Let me get this out of my way. Now, there's no set amount of that soda that you can use. And normally what we would do leg quarters, because you get them on sale. So we would do them on sale, and whether you notice or not, my seasonings are kind of combined there in the bottom. Normally I put my juice in first. I didn't do that the same this time either. And that's what happens when you don't have no exact specific way of doing stuff. And I see a little bit of my frozen orange juice in here, and I'm breaking it on down. So I'm at a point now where I'm going to let a little bit of that air out. And I can see some of my seasonings and stuff all spread up through here. So I know I'm getting a good mix. I'm closing it back again. And now with that bag sealed up better like it is, I can get at that frozen orange juice better. Get everything mixed up better. And you do it whatever way you want. I mean, technically, you could put all this in a blender or a mixer or whatever. We don't play that way. This is just how we do it. Now, did anybody see what I did to the lid off of my soda? Because I seem to have lost it. There it is. Alright. Now the thing about my kind of orange chicken is the longer you allow it to marinate, the better it is. Now that soda bottle's gonna pop. So, oops. Oh, that went up there. And also, you can, let me put this up. You can add other seasonings to this as you so desire. You know, it does not have to be the exact same thing that I added, that I do it in. As you get messing with it, you will come up with your own likes and dislikes. You know, you might not like garlic, or you might even be allergic to garlic. You know, there are people allergic to all kinds of good stuff. Now I got chicken that is already skinless and boneless. That's another compromise Grandma and I make. and I prefer the skin and the fat, and all that stuff. But she's trying to make me be healthier and all that good stuff. So this is just a compromise. And I got the family pack of these chicken breasts here simply because we are trying to cut back on how much we are cooking. Now, any other meal, I'd be cutting all that extra fat and stuff off of here. I didn't do it this time. Grandma will yell at me later. That's alright, I can handle it. Now then, the thing with your extra soda over there is that, come on, if you don't have enough of your marinade in here, I can add a little bit more of that soda. Now stand there. Sometimes they're a pain to get them to stand. Let me wash my hands right quick. Now, me and Grandma is real careful about our chicken and porks. They are both so easy for you to get sick from them that we're extremely cautious. Now, I did go ahead and get me a second orange juice in there, so I have another one of those frozen orange juices if I thought I would need it. And hopefully I don't. However, from the looks of it, I might wind up adding a little bit more of my soda. Now what I'll do is lay it over, and yeah, see, it's not really covering it all real good. Grandma, would you give me a hand a minute? Oops, stand up there. You would just take this, pour me some soda in here. Keep going. Alright. That'll work. Now I think, whoa, Dan, that's why I wanted help. I think on the frozen concentrate, when you do that as an orange juice, don't you add like 2 or 3 of those containers that it came in, if I remember correctly? And the reason I'm bringing that up is just so that I can tell you that when we add that extra
3 cans of this.
Okay, so she just read on it, and where you would use 1 can of the frozen, you add 3 cans of water to it to dilute it down to how it says it needs to be diluted. So, and the reason I'm telling you that is so you can see where she added that other, I don't know, maybe a half a can. And even if it was a whole can, it's still pretty heavy concentrate of orange juice in there. And you can see I still have a little bit of air in here. I'm going to try to work this air out. You want to get as much air out as you possibly can. And sometimes that can be a little bit hard to do without making a mess. And you just have to squeeze it down as much as you can until you think that juice is going to come out. And then you seal it back while you're holding it down with all that air out. So, now let's see if that's any better. Oh yeah. Now, as you can see, there's places where the meat's still not under the juice. That's just nature of the beast for doing it like this, which is why whenever me and Grandma come in the kitchen, we'll flip it over. And that way this stuff has gotten into the orange juice. We'll just flip it over in the icebox. And I recommend this to set up and marinate at least a good 24 hours. And also another reason you're flipping it, you need to kind of move that meat around a little bit in there, because if that's meat's on meat, it's not going to let that orange juice get into it where it's at there. So there's not a whole lot that more that I can show you on this. When we flip it over, like I said, we're going to flip it over and we move it around a little bit to try to keep all the meat in the marinade as possible. And then when I cook it, I'm probably going to bake it in the oven. I ain't decided. I've never tried this in the crock pot. I might try that. I don't know. But you've seen cooked chicken before. So there ain't no need in me doing this thing up for... Let me lower that down. Hey, see, now you can saw me. But there's some of it there just ain't no need in wasting the film on and asking Little Joe to combine film. I might. I doubt it, but I might. There's a small chance I will. But this is how we do our orange chicken. It's very good. We have done it, and like I said, we used to get the 10-pound bags of the leg quarters, and we would cook it, the whole 10 pounds in the oven when I was in Georgia, or when we was in Georgia. And we would do different things with it. One of my favorite things to do with it is we would make chicken salad out of it. Oh, you talk about one of the best chicken salads. We would use our mayo. We use sweet relish. We don't go through all the hassle cutting up pickles and stuff. Just go ahead and use your relish. We'd put in raisins. We put in apples, celery, and we just fix up an awesome chicken salad out of it, and good stuff, you know. We've used it for some of our Chinese dishes. You know, make up some rice and have chicken and rice type deal. And we eat it just like it is. Now, I do not have a clue yet what we're going to do with this. We had ate lunch at Chinese place today. Then we went shopping. My belly was full. I did have a craving for spaghetti, so tonight we're going to fix spaghetti. Nothing fancy there, just spaghetti. You know, boil water, put your noodles in it, make up, get you some hamburgers, some tomato sauce, a little seasoning, voila. So nothing fancy there either. So there you go. That's an orange chicken update. Y'all remember, God loves you, so do I. 9 o'clock Sunday morning, Easter morning, I'm going to have a word for you. So y'all please join me Sunday morning, 9 o'clock. That's Central Time. Y'all have a blessed day now. Be safe out there. Bye.